Just give everyone a minute to come in from the waiting room. As a reminder, please mute yourselves. Good afternoon. This is a hearing before the Licensing Board for the City of Boston. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. Today's hearing is being conducted pursuant to certain amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing will be recorded and will be posted on the City of Boston's website. Before we begin, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. I am Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Licensing Board, and I am joined by Commissioner Kiana Saxon and Commissioner Liam Curran.
Thank you. As a reminder, please mute yourself unless you are speaking or have been called on to testify. We will call the items on the agenda in the order in which they are posted. When I call your name, please identify yourself. After the presentation, the chairwoman and the commissioners will have the opportunity to ask any questions. After that, we will take testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. If you wish to testify, please, when you are called, please state your name, your address, and affiliation, if any. Calling La Patrona Mexican Grill, LLC, located at 360 Center Street, has applied for common victular license to be exercised on the above 2,100 square feet with basement and kitchen. Manager Elizabeth Cabral. Hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Hi, yes, Elizabeth Cabral.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you tell us what you're proposing?
To get a CV license to open my business, 360 Center Street.
Okay, what kind of food are you going to be offering? What's the concept?
And it'll be a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, and how many seats, tables, and chairs will you have? How many seats will you have?
It's a takeout, so there's
Just
no.
takeout? Okay.
Yes.
And will you be open 7 days a week?
Yes. From 11 to 9 p.m.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
I don't think.
No questions, thank you.
Seeing no questions, is there anyone here who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Lindsay Santana from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. And a butters meeting was held on October 26, 2020. The applicant received the support of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council. At this time, there's no further questions or concerns. The Mayor's Office would like to go on record and support this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or their representatives who wish to testify?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, Justin McCleary from City Councilor Matt O'Malley's office. The council would also like to go on record in support.
Thank you. And I see that Michael Reiskind has raised his hand to testify.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain. I'm the member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We had a neighborhood hearing on this issue on November 10th. Ms. Cabral came and spoke. We urge you to pass this petition. We think she'll be a fine addition to the business area, and we look forward to her opening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling NKOTB Lessee LLC, doing business as the Revere Hotel Rebels Guild, located at 196 to 200 Stewart Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Timothy Brett to Fernando Antonio Grulon. Is there anyone present for this applicant?
Hi, this is Fernando Grulon. I currently live at 578 East Broadway in South Boston, apartment 3.
Okay. I'm sorry. Is this just to change of manager?
Correct.
No other operational changes?
That is correct.
Okay, Mr. Grulon, I have a few questions for you. You'll be the new manager of record, right?
Correct.
Okay, are you a citizen?
I am, yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
I am, yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do, yes.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Is there anyone present who wishes to speak regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling it Calwin Management, Inc., doing business as Residence Inn by Marriott South End, located at 2001 Washington Street. Calling Calwin Management, Inc., doing business as AC Hotel by Marriott Cleveland Circle, located at 395 Chestnut Hill Avenue. The holders of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license at the above referenced locations have petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Gail Shangu to Simone Nikki Elliott. And at the second location, from Vincent Sassone to Colin James Foley.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, John Iyer, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, on behalf of Calwin Management, Inc. We do have two back-to-back matters, as Attorney Hawkins indicated. The first is a change of manager to Simone Elliott. She's also in attendance this afternoon. By way of experience, Simone is the general manager at this location. She's been at this hotel for the past 2 years. She is tip certified. She has about 8 years experience in the hospitality industry, and she was a prior food and beverage manager at another location. So she does have experience with the sale and service of alcohol. Would you like me to jump into the other matter, Madam Chair, or handle each one separately?
Why don't we just go over the manager of record questions for Miss Elliott? Is she?
Yes, I am.
You can describe them if you'd like to, Attorney Ieda, or I can ask her whatever you prefer.
That's fine. She is here, so it's under Simone E. So Simone, you are a resident of Massachusetts
Yes.
and a citizen of the United States,
Yes, I am.
and you're also familiar with the rules and regulations of the board and the laws of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And the second proposed manager of record is Colin James Foley.
And Colin Foley is also joining us, Madam Chair. He has over 20 years experience in the hospitality industry. He's also tip certified. He's been at this location, Cleveland Circle, for the last few months. And he does have some prior experience for the sale and service of alcohol as an assistant manager at another hotel as well. And again, Colin, you are a Massachusetts resident?
Yes, I am.
And you're a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
And you are familiar with the rules and regulations of the board and the laws of the Commonwealth as it pertains to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Thank you. Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding either of these matters? Seeing no one, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Calling Shaw's Supermarkets, Inc., doing business as Star Market, located at 53 Huntington Avenue. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change in officers, directors, and change of ownership interest. Attorney Nicholas Zazula. Is Attorney Zazula present?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm so used to saying good morning before you change to the afternoon. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Again, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, here on behalf of Shaw's Supermarket, DBA Star Market at 53 Huntington Avenue. I'm here before you today for some administrative housekeeping updates on behalf of the licensee. First off, a change of officers and directors for the licensee here locally in Massachusetts. They've made some changes on their officers and directors level. So we are looking to update those individuals to be current with what is on file with the state, and also a change of ownership interest for the licensee's parent company, which is Albertsons Companies, Inc. The ownership of Albertsons, again, the ultimate interest holder in the liquor license, has changed in that they've recently gone public on the New York Stock Exchange. So we needed to update this information as well with the board in terms of the liquor license, and we've provided those public filings. Importantly, there's no operational changes to the store itself, changes to the layout, the hours, or anything of that nature. So it's really just an administrative paperwork, housekeeping type of an update. But happy to answer any questions that you may have on this matter.
Okay, I have no questions. Commissioners, you?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application?
Along with the chair, members of the board, I'm Catherine from Councillor Flink's office. The councillor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this matter? Thank you very much. The board will take this under advisement.
You?
Calling Star Markets Company, Inc., doing business as Star Market, located at 90 Causeway Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and change of ownership interest. Attorney Nicholas Zazula.
Again, thank you. I'm just going to say ditto, and I know you have a very busy agenda today, so this is exactly the same as what I just said. And instead of wasting 2 minutes of your time, I'll just say it's the same thing as what I just said for their other location on Huntington Avenue. The same exact application, the same exact people.
Okay, no operational changes. Okay.
No, Madam Chair.
All right.
Nope, none at all.
Commissioners, any questions? Okay.
Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling First Atlas Lions LLC, doing business as Dara 83, located at 7383 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the doing business as of the licensed business from Madeira 83 to Street Bistro. Is the applicant present? Is there anyone present regarding this matter? We will take a second call. Calling Tangerino Lounge, Inc., located at 73 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the doing business as of the licensed business from Tangerino to Boston Cigar Club. Is the applicant present? We will again take a second call. Calling Chilton Club, located at 150 to 152 Commonwealth Avenue. Holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors. Is the applicant present?
Yes, my name is Carol Bliss. I'm the general manager, COO of the Chilton Club. How are you? We're looking to change our officers and directors, and we do this annually after every annual meeting. And so I have 5 new board members to add on as I had taken some off, and I've already filed it with the state as well.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions, commissioners. Okay.
Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling it Del Frisco's of Boston LLC, doing business as Del Frisco's, located at 230 Northern Avenue. Doing business as Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, located at 888 Boylston Street. Doing business as Del Frisco's, located at 230 Northern Avenue. Doing business as Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, located at 888 Boylston Street. The holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change in ownership interest and change of LLC manager. And I have both Attorney Devlin and Attorney Upton listed.
Good afternoon. My name is Joe Devlin from the Devlin Law Offices, with offices in Newburyport and Boston, Massachusetts. I represent the first transaction, which is for the change of officer and change of ownership for the 2 Del Frisco's in Boylston and Northern Avenue, which stems from the same transaction I was here for a couple weeks ago discussing relative to Barcelona Wine Bar and Bar Taco, which was a merger of the Del Frisco's restaurant group with a company ultimately owned by the L. Catterton Private Investment Company. L. Catterton owns and invests in a number of restaurants across the U.S. and a couple of other countries. And they specialize in providing expertise and capital for small or small mid-sized chains to grow. I'm repeating myself a little bit from the last couple of weeks. Like Barcelona Wine Bar and Bar Taco, which had been acquired by Del Frisco's a couple of years ago. The transaction was a merger with the publicly traded company, and so they acquired all of the restaurant concepts that were owned by Del Frisco's, which includes, of course, the higher end Del Frisco steakhouses. That's not the typical type of restaurant concept that El Catterton sort of specializes in, especially high end are not subject to expansive, quick expansive growth. And, so they were looking for they looked for a suitable owner for that group, which they found in Landry's, which is the subject of the following applications. And as Landry's has been discussed, they own Morton's and the McCormick's and Smith's chain and the Chart House, and even their Mastro's and Ocean Air have a high-end steak component to it. But Landry's itself is a large steakhouse chain down south. That was their bread and butter. So they're a more suitable company to own and operate this. So to that end, the approval of what I'm asking is hopefully going to be very short-lived, but it's necessary to transfer the licenses to the new owner, Landry's. Nothing in either transaction is affecting the operations or the premises themselves at the 2 locations. There's 3 in Mass currently, including Westwood, and 1 in Westwood. Several others were closed as a result of this. And then there's a total of 73 other locations in 16 states. Thank you.
Okay. So, Attorney Devlin, we're just talking about number 10 and 11, not 12 and 13? Okay, I have no questions. Commissioners? Okay.
Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding items 10 or 11?
Madam Chair, members of the board, I'm Calderon from Councilor Flint's office. The councilor would like to vote for correct support. Thank you.
Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify? Seeing no one, the board will take those matters under advisement and turn to items 12 and 13. Is Attorney Upton present?
He was.
I do not see Attorney Upton, so we can take a second call on 12 and 13.
Okay.
Calling Sullivan's Pub of Charlestown, Inc., doing business as Sullivan's Pub, located at 85 to 87 Main Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change in officer director stockholder. Secondly, has petitioned to change the manager from John T. Sullivan Sr. to John T. Sullivan Jr. Lastly, has petitioned for a change of stock interest. Attorney Michael Riley. Is Attorney Riley present?
I am. Good afternoon, members of the board. I'm Michael Riley on behalf of Sullivan's Pub of Charlestown, Inc. These applications arise from the change of ownership of the pub and the management from John Sullivan Sr., who formed the corporation and ran the pub beginning in 1985 through the time of his death in 2015. But both ownership and management are being transferred to his son, John Sullivan Sr. That transfer actually took 5 years there was a hearing before the board in January of this year, during which we went into some detail about the transfer of ownership and management that was only finalized earlier this year. But that's really what these applications relate to. John Sullivan Sr. who now owns 100% of the stock. He owns the building where the pub does business. He would be, he's the sole director, sole officer, and he'd like to be the manager as well. He worked in the pub for most of his adult life when his father was operating it, and now he would like to continue the family business on his own. I believe that Mr. Sullivan is available to answer the board's questions if you have any. But that is the overview of what these applications constitute.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Riley, and I appreciate you and your client working with us in January at the previous hearing. Mr. Sullivan, just some standard questions we ask anyone who's applying to become the official manager of record before us. I'm going to ask those 4 questions of you. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I think that wraps up everything with this license that we've had to deal with in the last year, and I appreciate you working so closely with my staff. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this application?
Great.
Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling Fogo de Chao Churrascaria Boston LLC, doing business as Fogo de Chao Churrascaria, located at 200 Dartmouth Street. Holder of a common vitular all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Anderson Wink to Cheyenne Senem Diasis. Attorney Eugene Richard. Is Attorney Richard present?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Members of the board, this is just a change of manager, no other changes in interest or operations at all. Ms. Diasis is on the call. She's a lifelong Boston area resident. Her first job in the hospitality industry was with Fogo. She's been with Fogo at this location for 8 years. She began as a hostess, moved up to server, moved up to trainer, and has now moved up to management. And we ask that she be approved.
Thank you very much. I see Ms. Diaz is on. I'm just going to finish asking a couple of questions that I know your attorney started with some of them. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
And he described your experience. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board and the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this matter? Seeing no one, the board will take this under advisement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I see that Attorney Upton is present. Attorney Upton, we can return to items 12 and 13 on the agenda, which have both been read into the record.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. I apologize for my computer delays and issues. These two are just following on the presentation you heard from Attorney Devlin previously, just sort of a corporate cleanup. Ultimately, these Del Frisco's restaurants have been sold to Landry's. It's a part of a 73-unit transaction, 73 different Del Frisco's across the country for $323 million. Landry's is an experienced national steakhouse operator They also own Morton's. They also own Mastro's and Ocean Air. So that is the transaction, and we are just catching up to the sales and the filings on the federal level and the national level. The most important thing, I believe, is that there will be no change to any aspect of the operation of the licensed premise here in Massachusetts at the 2 Del Frisco's. And actually, there's another one in Westwood we're doing as well. There'll be no change to that one. So it's really just a change at the very top of the corporate pyramid to try to catch up to all these financial transactions.
Thank you, Attorney Upton. I don't have any questions. Commissioners?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling Akiki Fine Wines LLC, located at 1171 Hyde Park Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. Is the applicant present?
I'm here, yes. Good afternoon.
Please state your name for the record.
Elias Akiki.
Good afternoon. Can you describe for us what you're what your application is about?
My application is to go from selling beer and wine to selling full liquor without limitation.
Okay. Can you describe for the board what the public need is for the change in license category at this location?
Yes, we do have many customers that come in asking that if we would sell full liquor, it would be much more convenient for them since other liquor stores do not have any off-street parking. It'd be much safer for the elderly and handicapped to be able to park and walk through a parking lot and get in and out of a store.
Okay, and how much of your current store would you be setting aside for the full alcohol?
It would probably go, I'd like to think about half of it.
Okay.
3/4.
Okay. I don't have any questions, Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran.
Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Shanice Pimentel with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services on behalf of my colleague, Danielle Fonseca. My colleague has now had the opportunity to complete a community process. We ask that the board hold the vote until the applicant has had the opportunity to present their proposal to the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I speak on that for one moment?
Sorry, what'd you say?
May I speak on that?
Sure.
We did do the neighborhood community meeting, and I do have a letter of approval from my neighborhood association.
So this you're applying for a full liquor license. So well, I'll let ONS describe that, but they'd also like to have an abutters meeting. Is that correct, Shanice?
Yeah, if that's the case, we would just like you to reach out to Danielle. She's the new liaison for Hyde Park and have a conversation with her just to make sure that you guys are all set. The board will just be holding the vote. Once she feels that the community process is complete, they can go forward with their decision.
Leslie, do you have any more to add?
Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, this is Malika Lucian from Councilor Sabi George's office. I just wanted to go on record in support of this proposal.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes?
Yes, members of the board, this is Anissa Sabi George, Boston City Councilor at Large. I was able to scoot in just for a moment to offer my support for this petition. And note that I was also present at that meeting and will be happy to support this applicant through the process with ONS. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Sorry, Counselor, I didn't see you there. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this matter?
And sir, we'll work, ONS will work with you to make sure that there's no delay in the meeting if they're not satisfied with the Civic Association meeting. So just check in with ONS and they'll let you know what else you need to do. You won't have to come back before us for a hearing.
So once you have completed the abutters meeting with ONS, they will update the board and this will be placed on old and new business. Thank you very much. Calling 818 Huntington Inc., doing business as Huntington Market, located at 818 to 820 Huntington Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned to transfer the license above to Huntington Avenue Market Inc., doing business as Huntington Market at the same location. The premise is located on the first floor of a one-story building and is located on the first floor of a three-story building in the adjacent space. One room for retail with basement for storage containing 1,535 square feet, and one entrance in the front and one exit in the rear. Charvak Carpe, manager, closing hour is 11 p.m. Lastly, the applicant has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company. Attorney Thomas Truax. Is Attorney Truax present?
Yes. Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Tom Truax of Salem, here on behalf of the applicant 818 Huntington Inc. With me virtually are Charvak Carpe, I can see him, and I believe my president of the corporation, Mr. Haresh Kumar Patel, is also here on the phone call. This is an application seeking approval of a transfer of the package store wine and malt beverages license to the applicant. As you indicated, there's also Rockland Trust is seeking a pledge. Since they are financing, they are seeking a pledge of the license and the inventory. As for experience, Mr. Patel is currently operating 3 package stores, one in Brookline, one in Cambridge, and one in Brighton. He comes before you with 3 stores worth of experience. He is tip certified. And Mr. Carpe has been working at Mr. Patel's Cambridge store for the past 8 months. He too is tip certified. There will be no changes to the operation or the premises, and be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Where is Mr. Carpe? I don't see him.
Oh, I'm right here.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Mr. Carpe, you'll be the manager of record at this location?
Yes.
Okay, are you a citizen?
Yes,
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioners, do you?
Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling H&M Restaurant Inc., doing business as Sophia Italian Steakhouse, located at 1436 VFW Parkway. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the license premise from in 2 rooms and kitchen on first floor, cellar for stock, and to install 2 handicap restrooms, 180 seated, 29 standing. Amending to 2nd floor dining and bar area for 24 patrons with seasonal roof deck, 342 square feet for an additional 18 patrons. Seasonal roof deck to operate from May 1st to October 30th. Hours of operation are 4:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. 1 gender-neutral bathroom and 1 service station are part of the floor plan. Is the applicant present?
Yes. Hi.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Marios Michalakis.
Good afternoon. Can you describe what you're doing at Sophia's?
We had an existing 2nd floor. It was mostly offices and it wasn't really used for years. We purchased Sophia about 12 years ago. And this year we saw a need for outdoor dining, and it was a perfect spot to include some additional seating, especially with the pandemic. So we adding about 18 seats outside, and we have the remaining, I would say, 26, if I do the math. It's 42 total inside, and we have a big sliding door that opens up. So essentially, even the people that are under the roof, they still get the experience of being outside. We're adding a staircase, ADA vertical platform lift, server station, for the servers, the busters, a bathroom, of course, make sure it's convenient for everybody. And that's it in terms of what we're adding.
So on the roof deck, is it just bar, like seating, or are there tables and chairs?
So both. In the middle of the room, there's a horseshoe bar, and then around it there's booths. And outside, on the outside space, it's mostly booths and tables.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Jack Duggan, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Just like to go on record support. Marios went before the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council on October 27th. I received their full support, and we have no further questions or comments at this time. We think it will be a welcome addition. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or their representatives who wish to testify?
I'm Malika
Good
Lucia.
afternoon.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Peter Favorito from City Councilor Matt O'Malley's office. The council would like to go on record in support as well.
Thank you.
Malika Lucian from Councilor Sabi George's office. She would also like to go on record in support as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much. Calling Irish Village, Inc., doing business as Irish Village, located at 224 to 226 Market Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from rear entrance from alley for stock, 1 room and kitchen first floor, cellar for stock, in 2 rooms all on first floor, 1,600 square feet with a total of 150 seats, 2 bathrooms, 3 entrances and 3 exits, basement for storage. Attorney Kurt Bletzer. Is Attorney Bletzer present?
I am. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kurt Bletzer for the Irish Village. On the call also is Patrick Lee, who is one of the owners of the Irish Village. We are presenting today to expand the operation next door into the space next door, which is about 500 square feet, which would add approximately 30 seats and an additional handicap bathroom that we can put in next door. It would allow the operation to work more smoothly, obviously, during the COVID issue. We'll be able to space people out more appropriately for what we're going through at this point. But it's a space that's been available for a while next door. It's never been utilized, but would allow the Irish Village to clean up the front of the building and expand their facade along what was a bakery before, Panera's Bakery. Just be able to clean up the outside space. They're going to put an entranceway between the 2 units to open up between them so that access people will be able to flow from the front right into the back room. It's not a very large space. It would extend the space in the entire operation to about 1,600 square feet and 150 seats total.
Okay. How many seats do you have now without the expansion?
There's 120.
Okay.
This would add 30 more seats.
I gotcha. Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
Is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Let's go on record support of this proposal. The applicant met with the local neighborhood association, which is the Brighton-Allston Improvement Association. I believe they sent a letter in last night. The Civic offered their full support. We think this is a great opportunity to help a local business and a longtime business stay open during these troubling times. So we're firmly in support. Thank you.
Yeah. Are there any other elected officials or representatives of elected officials who wish to testify? Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
calling Chansky Market, Inc., doing business as Chansky Supermarket, located at 1700 Commonwealth Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Is Attorney Scanlon present?
Yes. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kristen Scanlon representing the licensee applicant. Also logged on today is Peter Patel and Harry Patel, who are cousins, but may as well brothers that run the family business. By way of background, Peter and Harry have lived in Boston for over 15 years now. They initially came here from the Midwest and loved the city so much they decided to settle here. About 12 or so years ago, they bought a store in the Fenway area, which is Hemingway Variety by Symphony, which they still own. It is a grocery store, and they also own several other stores in the greater Boston area that are a mix of convenience and grocery stores, with 2 other stores holding beer and wine licenses. This particular location in Brighton, the Patels had known the previous owner of Chansky's prior, which has been there for 100 plus years. It's a bit of a landmark in the neighborhood, if you will. They met him through different networks, and when he was coming of retirement age, he called them and wanted to sell it to them, which is when they came in. So they purchased this business a little over a year ago. One of the first conditions of the sale is they obviously wanted to keep the name because of the legacy there in the neighborhood. When they acquired the store, it was in a bit of tired shape, so they've put significant investment in upgrading the lighting, flooring, counters, signage, cleaning up the basement, coolers, that sort of thing, to really give the place a bit of a facelift. First and foremost, Chansky's is a traditional neighborhood market. They do have a full line of groceries. They offer dairy items, snacks, dry goods. And it's more than a typical convenience store would, including MBTA and bus passes. They are located conveniently right across the Sutherland stop on the Green Line, and have anything from medicine to plungers, Tupperwares, ladles, really run the gamut of what they offer for people to walk in, cater to a lot of foot traffic, and get what they need in the store. The store itself is approximately 3,000 square feet, and the wine and beer that they sell right now is about 40% of their floor plan. They do not plan to change this. What they'll do is cut down on outward-facing products. For instance, they have 4 or 5 of the same wines out. They'll reduce that to 2 or 3 to make room for spirits if they're allowed to do so. They are committed to not taking away any shelf space from the existing grocery or other market items in the shop. They do use an ID scanner. They have a very strong policy of IDing everyone and scanning the ID no matter what. They've recently acquired the latest ID system, which is ID Science. I guess right now it's the #1 rated system that the ABCC even has in their office. It is a monthly subscription-based system that sends software updates. So they really try to keep up with that and be diligent about their sale of product to customers. They do right now have a condition on their license that they don't sell singles. They don't do that. And they also are 100% committed to not selling nips as well. And they made that commitment to the BAIA when we met with them last month, which was very well received as well. As far as public need is concerned, their customers in the store have asked for them to add spirits, which is evidenced by the 300 plus signatures on the support petition and letters and emails of support, which was provided to the board and the mayor's office. This store, as I said, is truly a neighborhood market. They do cater to mostly foot traffic. A lot of their customers they have are people that work in downtown. They get off the Green Line right in front of the store. and stop in to grab their groceries or a 6-pack bottle of wine, whatever they need for dinner or wherever they're heading to meet up with friends or whatnot. It has been a great asset to the community, obviously, for over a century. It does serve a true community purpose, and they seek to maintain that convenience aspect of it. And, you know, I think it goes without saying, too, that with COVID, every little bit helps to generate additional revenues and keep local businesses surviving and thriving in a particular climate that they find themselves in. Lastly, I will note, too, that the closest liquor store seems to be about a 5-minute drive away, or other convenience stores that do have beer and wine almost a half-mile away on the other side of Commonwealth Ave. So the market's location and the convenience aspect in adding spirits really would be beneficial, because there's otherwise a bit of a hole on when you look at its location from a geographical perspective on a map for what they offer in this store. And as I did mention, we did meet with the BAIA last month, who I'll let them speak for themselves. I believe they've communicated with Connor from the mayor's office, but they were encouraged by our commitment to not sell any nips, in addition to their already existing commitment to not sell singles.
Thank you. I don't have any questions.
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Lenco support of this proposal. As you heard from the applicant, they met with the Brighton-Allston Improvement Association. They addressed their concerns regarding nips and singles and made their commitment public. They also made the commitment that they would keep consumer goods that the neighborhood relies on and would not be taking away a lot of the shelves that people use for a variety of needs. So we think that with these commitments, we want to go on record to support. You should also have on file an email from the Brighton-Allston Improvement Association indicating their support as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or their representatives who wish to testify?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Wayne Yeh, representing Councillor Liz Breeden, like to go on record in support. We thank the applicant for their commitment of not selling individual nips. And I also want to have our support recorded for the previous applicant. I wasn't able to testify at the time, but would like to go on record for that applicant as well. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll note your support. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this matter? Seeing no one, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much. Calling Jam On LLC, doing business as American Provisions, located at 1971 Dorchester Avenue. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcohol. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon?
Hi again, representing the licensee applicant. With us this afternoon is Matthew Thayer and Andy Fidus, who are the owners and operators of American Provisions. By way of background, this store originally opened in February of 2019. They're actually ready to open a year or so prior to that, but unfortunately the building, which is under new construction at the time, suffered a fire when they were basically at the 1 yard line to open and had a significant setback prior to opening. So this coming February will be about 2 years in this location. Since that opening, and similar to their South Boston location, which opened about a decade ago, they've been an incredible addition to the neighborhood with unique grocery offerings, prepared foods, charcuterie, craft beer, and small batch and organic wine products. They've truly become a neighborhood destination, and like South Boston, they're active in the community, and more specifically here, continued to be committed to the revitalization of the neighborhood. Since COVID began, their business in this location has been greatly impacted. They've lost a significant amount of foot traffic, which was a very large draw to their business on Dorchester Ave. So they're doing what they can to keep people employed and keep business alive. But in addition to where they and everyone else probably on this call find themselves in 2020, they're looking to add spirits because customers have requested a desire for unique options, like unique gin options. Their product that they would offer as far as spirits are concerned are in line with what they do now with craft beers and wines. They're very small producers, local producers, organic, unique selections that you really cannot find in other traditional package stores or liquor stores. It's a complement to their market and their overall offerings that they have within the market. The nearest traditional liquor store, which they are not, again, they're more of a market first and foremost, is a couple blocks up. So there really is nothing.
Attorney Scanlon, isn't there a liquor store right across from the train station?
There's O'Brien's Liquors, yes, but it's a total, as far as the offerings are concerned, they're totally different offerings than what American Provisions offers in this location. We did reach out to the Greater Ashmont Main Streets, who did voice strong support. I believe the board received a letter stating that effect, and we would ask for the board's support as well with this application. And Matt and Andy, if you want to chime in and add anything, please feel free to do so.
Thank you very much for your time. I'd just like to reiterate what Kristen said about the pandemic, and we're working our hardest to keep people employed. And for us, 2020 has been not the best year, like it hasn't been for lots of people, and our catering's been greatly diminished. Our events are non-existent, and we're working hard to keep people employed. We haven't laid anybody off at any of our 3 businesses, and every little bit counts, I think, for us and also for our employees. So, with respect, thank you.
Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Could you either reiterate or elaborate on the different offerings from the liquor store across the street?
Sure. For us, with beer and wine, which we're currently selling, we sell craft beers and small batch wines, organic producers. If we were allowed to sell spirits, it would be in the same vein. Obviously, no nips, no handles of vodka, things like that. I mean, we're talking about craft spirits, local distillers that certainly you would never find at O'Brien's up the street.
Commissioner Curran?
Seeing no additional questions, is there anyone present who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Patrick Fandel, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in support of this application. They did complete community outreach to Greater Ashmont Main Streets, who they worked with extensively since they opened the establishment over 2 years ago. Just to the point about nips and singles, while Ashmont Main Street did support it, they did make the note about no nips, no singles. We'd like to ask for that proviso, just given community concerns about trash in the area. But we would like to get going as part of this.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. Are there
Madam
any
Chair,
other
members of the
elected?
board, Dustin Gardner on behalf of City Councilor Andrea Kimball's office. We'd also like to go on record in support.
Thank you, Dustin. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. Calling Kamakura LLC, doing business as Kamakura, located at 150 State Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to LRTB LLC, doing business as Little Rose Taco Bar at the same location. Michael Serpa, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Lastly is petition to pledge the license to LDJ Development LLC, attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good afternoon again. Kristen Scanlon representing the applicant. Logged on today is Michael Serpa, who is chef owner and proposed manager of record, previously approved by this board, along with co-owner Robert Weintraub, who is actually the common owner of Kamakura at this location as well. This request is for a transfer of a license at the same location, which is 150 State Street in the Financial District, along with a pledge of a license to LDJ Development LLC, which is a private lender funding the renovations. The concept for this location, Little Rose Taco Bar, is a multifaceted Mexican concept. And like Kamakura, which was there most recently, will occupy several floors of an updated historic building. First, the street level space will serve as a fast casual concept focused on pressed burritos and bowls for what will hopefully be the weekday lunch crowd again, and will also produce burritos for office takeout and delivery services within the district. In late afternoon, early evening, the plan is to convert this street level space into a casual street level bar for the after work crowd and weekend tourists to enjoy drinks and Mexican food. And it'll also afford a space for guests looking to dine upstairs to give them a place to wait. The second level of this space will focus on casual Mexican food and cocktails, menu items like tacos, ceviche, enchiladas, tamales, and the bar will focus on carefully curated tequilas and mezcal, as well as wines from California and Mexico. Last, they do have the top floor of the concept, which is a semi-hidden rooftop lounge featuring a custom-built retractable glass roof, which offers patrons a unique open-air experience in this particular location of downtown. They will also have a full food program upstairs, which will offer bar snacks, and the space will have a limited capacity to allow for more bartender and guest interaction. I do note that the restaurant will occupy the same space and overall floor plan that the previous operator utilized, which is approximately 3,200 square feet. It will just be reconfigured a bit to maximize the layout. The hours of operation will also remain the same with the 2 a.m. closing hour, and they'll serve lunch and dinner 7 days a week. There's no current change to the previous operator's occupancy, which is at 78, and the seat count's at 60 inside with 30 outside. They do anticipate rolling out this new concept a bit post-COVID, or when they know that, you know, that downtown will be a little bit more lively than it is right this second.
Thank you, Attorney Scanlon. Mr. Serpa, are you on the call?
Yep. How are you?
Good. How are you? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yep.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I have no further questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councilor Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or representatives of elected officials? Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. Calling Cafe Bonjour Inc., doing business as Cafe Bonjour, located at 55 Temple Place, has applied for common victualler 7-day wine and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above 1,700 total square feet, including 1,300 square feet of dining space on ground floor with bar and dining area seating, kitchen and storage in rear, additional storage in basement, main entrance exit on Temple Place, additional exit in rear of premise. Attorney Scanlon.
Good afternoon again, Kristen Scanlon representing the CV licensee and applicant. With us today is Akshay Vazirani, who is the landlord of this space, but has really jumped in to help out the owner, Drissel Makri of Cafe Bonjour, who is an existing CV licensee at this location. The application is seeking any available beer and wine license that might be available through the city for the cafe. By way of background, and after significant and painstaking revival of this space, which is the former Singer Sewing Building, Cafe Bonjour first opened December 22nd of 2019, just last year, and barely 3 months into a new business, COVID obviously began, and of course, no one's a stranger to how it has affected the restaurant industry. However, refusing to kind of give in to the virus, Driss, with the help of Akshay, who's the landlord, started a campaign called Adopt a Doc, Adopt a Nurse, and they began donating meals to area hospitals. They then scaled the operation to include first responders, Boston Police Department, Boston Fire Department, and they have donated and helped the community with over 5,200 meals. Again, like so many other restaurants throughout the neighborhood, the city and the country, the cafe is no different. They're a bit in survival mode, and this license would be a huge game changer for them. They have luckily seen somewhat of increased business on the weekends. They've seemed to attract more clientele on the weekends, which is great. But the cafe is only about 1,400 square feet with 19 seats, obviously less than that with COVID. And their days and hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday through Sunday. Their hours of operation would not change with this license. But because the dynamic of Downtown Crossing has changed, and with office folks are doing what they can again to survive after barely getting opened a few months prior to COVID. As far as the public need is concerned, they have had patrons indicate that it'd be great to be able to get a mimosa with brunch on the weekends or a glass of wine. And unfortunately, they've found themselves of late with several of their brother and sister nearby dining establishments closing for good as victims of COVID, leaving the cafe in somewhat of a different position that it initially opened in, and is quickly becoming a beloved dining location in Downtown Crossing. As I mentioned, the landlord has put a significant amount of time and money out of his own pocket to keep this true neighborhood feel to this dining destination and keep business alive in this location and subsidize the restaurant to hopefully return it to its full potential once we're out of this mess. It is a unique breakfast and lunch offering in this location. There's nothing really like it nearby. Obviously, they're nearby Chinatown, but a lot of the restaurants in this location serve to fast casual lunch crowds or dinner options. So it's nice for this location to, in Downtown Crossing, to have this breakfast and lunch option. A lot of their business actually comes from the Godfrey Hotel next door, which is great. And just by way of example only, just on Monday alone, they provided 280 lunches to the nearby church. So there really is a substantial need to keep this small business in this location and give them an opportunity to thrive in and for the neighborhood. As far as community outreach is concerned, we did meet with the Midtown Park Plaza Neighborhood Association, the Downtown Boston Business Improvement District, and the Downtown Residents Association, who are all in strong support, and I believe submitted letters stating such to the board. Lastly, I will say, even though we're told licenses have reduced in price, it's still hard for a business of this size to justify it for this location, so they are hoping one might be available for them.
Sorry, I'm just looking it up online. Okay. You said it's 19 seats?
Yes.
So when you're looking at the Godfrey Hotel, is it to the right?
When you're looking at the Godfrey, is the Godfrey entrance on
Temple Place? So if you're looking at Temple Place, Godfrey's on your left, and there's a train station entrance to the left, and it's the building right adjacent to the train station entrance, the orange line.
Okay.
It says 55 Temple Place.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, do you? Commissioner Curran?
Chairwoman Joyce, I do believe we need to do the manager of record questions.
Who, okay, it's not listed on the, unless it's on the second page. Would we be swearing in the landlord?
No.
Actually, the manager is on the phone, on the call. If you could he's dialed in. If you could unmute him, the last 4 digits of his phone number are 4024.
Okay, I just don't see it on the agenda. What's his name?
Dries El Mokri.
Okay.
I have clicked to unmute him.
All right, thank you.
I'm here.
Hi. Is it Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
McCree? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Dries El Mokri. Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Are you a citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Lisa High with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We held an abutters meeting on November 30th. They have support from the Downtown Boston BID, Downtown Residents Association, as well as the Midtown Park Plaza Neighborhood Association. So therefore, the Mayor's Office would like to go on record to support this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councilor Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. Calling Jam Session LLC, doing business as American Provisions, located at 613 East Broadway. Holder of a retail package store malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of license category from retail package store malt and wine to retail package store all alcohol. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kristen Scanlon representing the licensee applicant. Again, with us is Andy Fidus and Matthew Thayer, who are the owners of American Provisions in South Boston. By way of background, they initially opened the store in December of 2010, so they've been operating this month for a decade at this location, and they first received a beer and wine license in March of 2013. Again, and similar to the offerings mentioned for the Dorchester store, it's quite similar in South Boston. Their product offering is totally unique in this location. And since that time, they have additionally been an exemplary licensee as far as holding a beer and wine package store license is concerned. They've had no complaints whatsoever related to anything about alcohol and have become a true and unique asset to the neighborhood. They are a food store first, with 70% of their business being food related in about a 1,500 square foot store. They do right now offer small craft beers and small batch wine offerings, which would be similar with their spirit offerings if that was allowed, with items from local producers like Bully Boy and Grand 10 Distilling, who are also local in the neighborhood. Sometimes a struggle for these types of businesses is being categorized as a, quote, liquor store. And again, this is not a liquor store. It's first and foremost a food market, which is evidenced by when you walk in the store and based off of their overall revenue with what they produce and what is sold in the store. As far as public need is concerned, this has been a request that they've gotten from customers for quite some time, in line with what they offer for beer and wine, and as evidenced by the 40+ support emails and letters that I know were submitted to the mayor's office and hopefully the board as well in support of this application. They do find themselves again in unprecedented times and are looking to be creative to keep people employed at this location and do what they can to thrive as a local business. Again, this is a unique store with an incredible reputation. The reputation certainly precedes them in this neighborhood for the past decade as people who give back to the community, evidenced by their strong local following. And we did have a Butters meeting sponsored by the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I know there are some concerns about another liquor store, but again, this is unfortunately for them, that's the only type of license that they can apply for to be able to sell what they want to sell. So they have a little bit of an uphill battle on its face to describe what they sell as a unique offering that is not otherwise available in this particular neighborhood. There is a strong emphasis on local products, including any particular alcohol that is or would be sold in the store. This operator has proven to be men of their words, Matt and Andy, when it comes to the business that they plan to run. And frankly, they would sooner close than open a traditional package store if their concept that they set out with a decade ago failed, because it just isn't who they are. This concept, however, and gratefully for them, has flourished in this neighborhood, and they're asking for help during these times for something that will have a minimal impact on the neighborhood at large. Rather, it would only benefit their patrons seeking specialty spirits from small batch producers, which is all that these guys sell in this store. Again, sure, there are other package stores and from the traditional sense in this area, but they offer more mainstream brands, which isn't really anything that American Provisions sells. There may, at a very minimum, be a few crossover craft beer offerings, but certainly not wine or spirits if that would be allowed. They have these products on their shelves and offer a variety that you can't get, quite frankly, anywhere else in this area of Southie. And the intent is to keep money spent in South Boston that, if not for these particular offerings that American Provisions hand selects to make them unique to the neighborhood, people will go elsewhere outside the neighborhood to bigger competitors, because there is indeed a higher demand for these types of products that residents cannot get elsewhere in the neighborhood. At this time, Matt and Andy, if you want to add anything in particular, please feel free.
Thanks, Kristen. I would just reiterate what I said about Dorchester, that for us, we have businesses at 613 East Broadway and also at 615 East Broadway. 615 is a restaurant that we opened almost a year ago, and it's been closed twice since then. We haven't laid off anybody. We have 20 employees in South Boston that we're working hard to keep employed, and we appreciate the support of our customers in the neighborhood at American Provisions, and every little bit with spirits would help us as we pay 2 rents, and with one of them being closed, and employ people. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon? Commissioner Curran?
Just a short question about your security plan. Is it going to change at all with adding additional offerings?
No, for us, it wouldn't change at all, and it also, while we would be adding some offerings, we wouldn't. The space that we devote to alcohol wouldn't change at all. So we have somewhere between 200 and 250 square feet devoted to alcohol. If we're allowed to sell spirits, that wouldn't change at all. It would be a small, very small portion of our store would be devoted to spirits. Like Kristen said, first and foremost, we're a food store.
Any other questions, Commissioner Saxon or Curran? Seeing no additional questions, is there anyone here who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in opposition of this due to at the abutters meeting. Everybody spoke very highly of the business, but they weren't looking for another to add any more alcohol to East Broadway. I do just want to point out that on file, I have 3 letters of opposition from South Boston abutters and 42 letters of support from South Boston abutters. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other?
Wait, can you break that down again, Haley?
Oh yeah, sorry. We have 3 letters of opposition from South Boston abutters.
Okay.
And 42 letters of support from South Boston abutters.
And ONS is opposed?
Yes, just because at the abutters meeting, everybody spoke that they didn't want to add any more alcohol to East Broadway.
Okay.
Are there any other elected officials or representatives of elected officials who wish to testify regarding this application?
Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councilor Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support of this application. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Madam Chair, members of the board. Oh, I'm sorry.
Alicia Payne, if you could go ahead, please.
Thank you. Madam Chair, members of the board, Alicia Payne here on behalf of Councilor Flaherty. We'd like to echo the remarks of the mayor's office. Our position on stores converting to all alcohol stores has always been consistent. And at this time, we don't believe there's any demonstrated need for a license as there are numerous package stores in the neighborhood, including right across the street. So we are on record in opposition. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other individuals who wish to testify? Mr.
Yes, I'd like to make a comment.
Wait, just one moment. James Rutzer.
Yes, good morning, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is James Rutzer. I'm an attorney with an office on East Broadway in South Boston, and I'm here representing the Hub, Section 15 licensee located at 604 East Broadway, as well as Dorgan's, another Section 15 licensee located at 664 East Broadway.
Attorney Rutzer, as I'm sure you know, the board cannot take competition or the position of competition into consideration.
I'm making mention of that because I have heard little that would allow the board to find that the public need for this particular amendment to the license. It's a sad time that business is down for everybody, but for them to see that to try to add revenue by amending their license is simply not consistent with the public need, especially where my clients, one of my clients is 40 feet away.
Mr. Rutzer, does your client offer locally sourced wine?
Yes. My client's a full service liquor store. I haven't heard one product that they propose to sell that isn't available at least available for sale in my client's stores. Furthermore, we did hear testimony that there is some crossover with respect to some of the craft beers that they sell that are already available in my client's stores.
And your client sells organic wine and stuff?
Again, my client is a full service liquor store. He sells, in a perfect world, he'll sell only and stock only that which the public wants or needs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Commissioner Saxon? I'm sorry, we already had the commissioner's questions. We'll go back to the public.
And I'm sorry,
I'd like to make a comment.
I'm sorry, this is the phone number ending in 6919. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
Jackie, I live at 62 I Street. I'm probably 60 feet away from American Provision. I oppose of having that all alcohol store. We have enough bar rooms and a couple of liquor stores on East Broadway, and I think it will clog up more traffic on East Broadway to do all of this delivery stuff. And I just can't see it happening. I think they should stick to what they know, and that's their food, their cheese, their bread, which is excellent. But I'm totally against an all alcohol store, and it's going to take away from other stores.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify?
Hello?
Mr. Chan?
Hi, I guess I, as an opposing store, I can attest to anything. I just wanted to add on that a couple of the spirits that had Attorney Scanlon had mentioned are widely available on the block. Just to reference her examples, Grandtown Distillery and Bully Boy, Dorchester Brewing wasn't thrown out there, but that's all. I just wanted to throw that in there. And I know you had asked my attorney regarding some of the crossover on products, but also big fan of the store though, if that means anything. But thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify?
Leslie, if I could just chime in again briefly about the ONS meeting that was had. I do think it's worth noting given the numbers of letters in support and opposition that Haley indicated that there were only 9 people logged into the call and only 4 spoke in opposition, to paint a bigger picture of the number of people for and against this proposal.
All right, thank you very much. The board will take this matter under advisement.
If I could just add one more thing.
You can submit additional testimony in writing. I appreciate it. Unless you have not already spoken.
I'd just like to add one more thing. You know, we've been here 10 years, and I think the concern when we first applied for a beer and wine license was that we'd be taken away from the neighborhood. And I think everybody's kind of flourished in this environment, and everybody's been successful and not really taken away from everybody. So I think this would be the same as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The board will take this matter under advisement.
Excuse me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry. Please state your name for the record.
Yeah, I'm Jason. I live over by 2nd and I Street. I have a family and I really don't want any additional liquor coming into the neighborhood. I'm a big fan of American Provisions, and I'd hate to see them, shift their focus away from what they do. And I know there's basically like a school behind American Provisions. It just doesn't really make sense to add a additional liquor store directly across the street from another one. That's all. Thank you.
I do have an additional question. For Attorney Scanlon or for one of the proprietors, how much of your shelf space do you plan on setting aside for the additional alcohol?
So no additional shelf space would be used for alcohol. We would take from what we're already selling of beer and wine. It would still be in the back of the store within that 200, 250-ish square feet. Does that answer your question?
Yep. Thank you.
And just to touch base on the comments about crossover sales and offerings, I would say 100% of the wine that we sell is not offered at another liquor store on East Broadway. And I'm quite confident in saying that would be the case with spirits.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll ask one more time before we move on. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this application? Thank you very much. The board will take this matter under advisement. Calling La Abundancia Bakery Corp., doing business as La Abundancia Restaurant, located at 59 Meridian Street, has applied for a common vitular 7-day malt and wine license to be exercised on the above. One large room, 835 square feet, split into 2 rooms divided by a serving counter and display counter. On one side of the counters, the seating area consists of 5 tables of 4 and 1 table of 2. This area is approximately 385 square feet. The area on the other side of the counter is the service and kitchen area. Manager Nuri E. Garcia Montano, closing hour 12:30. Attorney James Costello. Attorney Costello.
Hi, good afternoon, members of the board, Madam Chair. How are you today? Just to let you know, I'm at the actual location just to make the applicant feel a little comfortable. She's somewhat technologically challenged, so I just wanted to assist her throughout this hearing. In way of background, Ms. Norrie's been the owner of 8 years, and while she's been here, she works extremely hard. Currently, she's working maybe 80 hours a week. She opens the place up at 6 a.m. and she's licensed to close at 12:30, but due to the pandemic, she hasn't been closing that late. She's lived in the neighborhood for the majority of her life. She's also just recently moved out of the area locally to Revere. The place itself, as we indicated, is 835 square feet. It's a very popular, clean, well-run establishment. It has an extremely great reputation in the area. It serves both American and Latin American food. It's small, extremely friendly atmosphere. It has 5 tables of 4 with 1 table of 2. The bulk of the business is the lunchtime and the dinner time that she serves. The public need essentially is that people that come in, they'd like to have either a glass of wine or some beer with their lunch or with their dinner. I emailed yesterday 50 letters of support from East Boston residents that have actually dined here that would be in support of having a glass of wine or beer with their dinner or lunch. I also emailed in 7 letters of support from the direct abutters. I strongly believe the neighborhood support is a true indication of the public need. On September 10th, we had an abutters meeting that went extremely well. Ms. Lena Tonelli was the East Boston liaison who conducted that. We also went in front of the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association, who unanimously supported this proposal. As I said, Ms. Nori Garcia is extremely hard worker. Her son, who's also here today, helps her out immensely. In light of the circumstances with the COVID, any assistance would be helpful. So if there is a beer and wine license available throughout the city, I think she would be a valuable asset to the community and the city of Boston and as a whole. And I'll take any questions if there are any.
So Attorney Costello, that would be 22 seats.
That's correct. There's 5 tables of 4 and 1 table of 2, and I'm actually sitting at the table of 2 right now.
Okay, and is Ms. Garcia there?
She's right here. I'm going to let her take my place in the seat.
Hi, Ms. Garcia.
Hi.
Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
And your attorney described that you do have experience in the food and beverage industry. So the last question I have to ask you today is, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions. Commissioners?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Tina Tramelli with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We would like to go on the record in support. The Office of Neighborhood Services held an abutters meeting on September 10, that was well attended, and all the attendees expressed their support. Also, East Boston Main Street are in support of this proposal, and the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association voted in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or representatives of elected officials? Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify? Seeing no one, the board will take this under advisement.
Thank you, Madam Chair and board members.
Returning for second call to item just one moment.
7.
7, thank you. Item 7, calling First Atlas Lions LLC, doing business as Madeira 83, located at 73 to 83 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the doing business as of the licensed business from Madeira 83 to Street Bistro. Is the applicant present?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Samad Namad, and I'm the owner of Tangerino First Atlas Lions.
Could you tell us what you're proposing?
I would like to change the DBA from Madeira 83 to Street Bistro due to branding purposes.
Okay. So no other changes to operations, just rebranding?
No, we just want to be a neighborhood place, and we change the food, and we want to just offer what most people in this pandemic are looking for.
Okay. Okay. I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Okay, seeing, are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Returning to item 8, calling Tangerino Lounge, Inc., located at 73 Main Street. Holder of a common vitular restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the doing business as of the licensed business from Tangerino to Boston Cigar Club.
Hello, my name is Samad Namad. I'm the owner of Tangerino Lounge, Inc., and also the same purpose. I'd like to change the DBA from Tangerino to Boston Cigar Club, and for branding purposes as well.
Okay. Leslie, what is our purview here as far as the smoking?
Because this is not a change in ownership, they will continue to be grandfathered in, so the board's oversight is over the doing business as connected to the liquor license.
Okay. So no changes to operations, just the rebranding?
No changes to operation.
Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions, or Commissioner Curran?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. That is the last item on the board's agenda today. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.